All right, so getting into today's workout. Was going to run this live, but I don't know if people are struggling with regards to the timing here on the West Coast Pacific time. Do understand that dealing with a lot of people from a lot of different time zones, so just trying to, maybe I film these properly rather than filming them live to give you just a higher level of quality content. Maybe I'll just take a few questions that I can answer kind of without it having to be live. Just going to do some basic mobility work to start with. After testing yesterday, I'd say my quad tendon is pretty pissed off today, a bit sore, but I think it'd be alright doing some tall plyo stuff. I might actually use some deep tier movements to actually get some blood flow to that area, but just keeping it relatively safe. Getting some movement through that hip, just loosening up that hip and pushing through that hamstring as well as I come back. Ankles are super stiff today. Even just after that small little testing, just feel like blocked more than anything. So might be the case that I do a ton of ankle mobility stuff, but importantly, actually getting the bones moving effectively, getting some flow of fluid moving around my ankles and my heel bone. I often get really stiff calcaneus, and you can feel like there's no real movement at all in it. So I'll often apply some pressure through it, try to get that gliding. So I'll do a pushed pulse into it, so you can see tibia dropping in here, and it just opens up that space in here, allows the shin to almost travel backwards whilst the foot is shifting forwards, and I feel that sensationally gives me real nice feeling in terms of then how much more available space I've got as I shift the shin forward in just a normal positive shin angle movement. Left one's never as stiff. I think it's because it relates back to my the ankle roll that I the severe ankle roll in 2012, and that led to a few issues in terms of just feeling like I had a block every morning, and I'd have to click. I'd almost get into this position and just go clunk, and it would just release. This feeling where I was freeing up my accessibility into more of a positive shin angle. And if I didn't do that, then I'd get Achilles soreness, or I'd get patellar tendon soreness, and it's just because of the overload on that area with regards to just it being blocked for the shin to travel completely forward. All right, cool. I'm gonna do a little bit more hip mobility. Just dropping that back leg down, trying to maintain vertical thigh position here. Cool. You just feel as you drop into that real big stretch. Front of quad there. Awesome. That feels pretty good. Feels pretty good. Sometimes nice feeling to get just moving around in bare feet, get a feel for the ground, get your feet working nicely, get the toes applying pressure and force and stuff. So yeah, all right, I'm gonna get moving into just a few walking drills and so on. So as I mentioned, because I want to just get some movement through, or not movement, sorry, to get some, I'd say, better bracing around my feet. I just want to work a little bit on that at the moment. Use these kind of barefoot movements just to wake my feet up. Sometimes you feel like you get your feet into a pair of shoes, and there's a case of where it's almost like they're just slabs of meat, They're not really doing much with regards to feeling like they're getting a good connection. So I just do like a bit of forefoot walking sometimes, also activates posteriorly lower foot. And then it's nice to then, I just then will play with drills in a barefoot, just walking drills. Again, I won't really change this, carry this through into dynamic stuff, but it does feel nice to also do some movements. Ooh, hard to maintain some stability at a tall position like that, which is good. Means I'm trying to weight these feet and then the connections that they have up the chain up a lot. Cool. Feet already starting to wake up, feeling like they getting some blood flow. I'll do a couple more mobility movements as well here, just whilst we can. I want to get a bit more feeling through calf behind my knee into hamstring. So I could just do some basic inchworms or hamstring walkouts, whatever you want to call them. See, when I feel good, my hands will get right in between my feet will get right in between my hands. I'm doing that sort of stuff, so it shows my tightness and stiffness at the moment. Okay, right, I'm gonna get to a pair of trainers and get moving into just a couple of, maybe a couple of deep tier movements that I'm just gonna build up a little bit of volume into to get some blood flow, especially through that quad tendon, although it feels pretty good now. So as well, looking at what I've got planned in terms of plyo stuff. So I'm still running the intermediate speed and power program. We're on week 2, session 1. Just span it a little bit in terms of session 2 last week, but we've got 5 light tier movements that are relative, just all 10-yard volume except from the bounds at the end. I'm going to scrap the ping tier because I'm going to do some single leg takeoffs for height in here. Have a bit of fun with that, and then we'll follow up with some medium tier, but I'm also going to scrap the deep tier at the end, and I'm going to load in the deep tier now just because I want to make sure that this quad tendon is feeling good, and hopefully that recoverability will come in as I go through the light tier of my upper legs and stuff. So it may not be these deep tier movements, but I just want to make sure that that quad tendon feels good, and actually it might help my hips feel just a little bit fresher as well. So we'll roll with, starting with some oscillatory movements. I'm actually going to grab box. Don't you really care? Old school Offspring on today in the gym. There's a lot of old school. Not playing Rage. All right, cool. So let's see how this quad tendon feels. Just pulsing through some of these. Should feel good actually on my back here. Good, this is a nice loading mechanism for this. So working a lot more on freezing the shin and moving the femur. Feels nice. Some blood flow into those quads. I wonder how it's going to feel with this back leg dropping. Good, nothing there at all. Nice. Hips are fatigued recently. I don't know if that's just a weakness thing. When that back leg goes behind, just feel such fatigue. Anterior hips, so some of my lifting sessions, I'm just gonna make sure that I'm getting some good hip flexor stuff in there, just to make sure that, yeah, I mean, I know that my core is quite weak as well, and that interlink with all the pelvic girdle work that I need to get back into doing, which I want to do as well, and I want to see how that's going to impact some of the testing that I've been doing. If you didn't see the force plate counter movement jump that I did on Monday 22nd, check it out. I'll put it on YouTube. It's also on my Instagram as well. But I want to chase how I can improve the propulsive power on that and jump height. Okay, just one more set of these. Then I'm going to try some oscillatory leaping. I'm going to keep it oscillatory based for this just initial warm up. Cool, easy 10 reps, feels good. So final warm up bits of just getting some deep turf flow, like I said, into this quad tendon. Again, this like lack of like fast drop of the femurs like swinging down, my ass dropping, just kind of saves it, I think. Doesn't apply too much pressure through here. I honestly think it's probably just aggravation and just going like bang, rather than thinking more about hips here. I think I'm just trying to push because I had hands on hips trying to do the movement. So I'm gonna do another set of those probably. Then I'm gonna get into some of this single leg takeoff preparation, which should feel good on my quad tendon because it's all gonna be relatively stiff. So it's all gonna be up here, bum, bum, and I shouldn't really get too much pull on that. All right, so I wanna go through this light tier stuff. I'll try and do everything relatively straight into the camera. Okay, so we're gonna go 10 yards of in and out leaps. Again, reason why you'll be like, oh, why do we get so many variations with some of the leaping patterns? It's all about you just building a real smorgasbord of landing positions and patterns that are going to enable you to just feel that comfortability in your sport, not feel intimidated to put your foot down outside of you narrowly. We're really just building up a capacity to just be happy with any foot and landing position that we need to do. So this one is 2 leaps forward, 1 back. Again, different movement pattern, slight different nuance to what we're trying to achieve. So 1, 2, 3. Nice. And I'm kind of rattling these off because I want to keep that flow in me. Just feel like I am working a little bit with regards to just keeping blood flow there. Okay, so split stance leaps. Start with left foot forward first, 10 on each side. Awesome, good. Trying to find rhythm in my arms here. It's going to be a big proponent to what I'm trying to do in some of the bigger movements when I'm doing some takeoffs for height. Okay, other leg. So easy gather and punch. Nothing too crazy with regards to intensity of what I'm trying to do with my arms. It should be a small gather, relax, gather and punch. Okay, lateral leaps. So good, there's a good bit of volume in these because we've got a lot of right and lefts. So focus on the lateral leaps, sweeping the feet. Achilles and lower leg on my left side still has some issues, moans and groans, so I want to keep it in here. There we go, good. Feels nice. I'm gonna go straight back on the other side. All about creating that stiffness and rigidity at the knee, impulse through extension of the hip and how the ankle works. Okay. And the last one, 15 yards of bounding. So I will go straight past the camera, but no, that's good. Cool. Okay. That's the light here for the session. We'll get going into single leg takeoffs for height. Okay, so as always, I'll start with like a skipping variation just just as a real big focal point. I'm not trying to pull through, I'm trying to stick it. So it's going to be a reactive drill and not me trying to push for as much height as possible. Okay, and I really like this as single leg takeoffs. So you'll skip, react, skip, react, skip. It's all about takeoff setup. So if you think about it from a takeoff position, when you're doing a single leg takeoff for height, you've got to get your hips through out in front of your shoulders so that you can create positions that are great for giving you over rotation in the air. So if you put your foot down here and then try and go for height, it's really unlikely that you're going to get the trajectory that you want. So you want to feel, and exactly the same with a 2-foot takeoff, in that you'll get down low, scoop, and then you'll get your feet out in front of you to be able to set that up. And it creates this angle, so you're behind the takeoff foot, and then you'll come up to meet things vertically. Same for these skipping movements, in that you'll go duh, 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 and you'll throw that hip and foot into it, create that stiffness there. I'm not gonna do too much on this right side. I'm gonna focus more on the takeoff leg that I'm using. Okay, now I've done that kind of feel and sensation stuff for creating that stiffness. I'm going to do a couple now where I want to get through that takeoff quickly. So I'm going to push more into the air. So there's only going to be a couple here. So I'm through and up, through and up. Excellent. I do want to see how that feels on my right side now with this bit of soreness there. Not that I can feel it at all right now, but just be intrigued to. Yeah, nice, easy, feels pretty good. Okay, so we've done some of the skipping stuff. I do want to just push just one more set just to see how I'm feeling. Yeah, regards to just left lower leg, just seeing how my Achilles deals with things. It has been sore recently, so I'm just trying to mitigate this stuff. Good, good, okay. That's feeling pretty good. Let's move on. We'll move on to some 1-2 takeoffs, what I used to call scooters. So you'll be setting it up and going right, left, landing back on that penultimate. So if you're a left-right, you're a right foot takeoff, you'll go left-right, left-right, left-right. It all makes sense. I'm a right-left, so I'll take off on my left leg. So roll through some of these right lefts. First set I'm going to do is for a bit of speed, so the speed in between the right and the left is fast. Not too much on impulse. You actually start to see that the more speed that you build, you don't even really need to focus too much on the actual how hard you're hitting on that left side. You're just carrying more speed, and it just gradually, obviously I am hitting the ground harder, but I'm not trying to actively get up there and push it. All right, this one's gonna go for a little bit more height. Big focus on the extension off that takeoff leg. Okay, nice, there you go. Start to see the difference in airtime there. So you see the flight time has obviously increased a lot from the right, left, hold, right, left, hold, right, left. Okay, last one of those, where I'm gonna just turn it up 2 or 3% again. Cool, nice. If you notice as well, doing a single arm shift. And for these cues, for these drills, I like to play with something that potentially feels a little faster, because when I gather on 2 arms, boom, boom, I bring back in slower, just tendencies and stuff. So right, we're gonna move to some 3-stride takeoffs now, just some one-off efforts. We try a couple of 3-stride takeoffs, some height, left, right, left. Cool, so I've got Good spot in there. I'm gonna do about 5 of these. Try and smooth out the transition between the 3. That was nicer. A bit smoother throughout the 3 approaching. Still trying to keep it light. Not too much like slam of the foot into the ground. So I'll do about 5 of these and then 5 striders. Drop it down a little lower. No extension. There, that's it. Again, ask what an oscillation is. It's not fun. Ooh, took some speed into that. All right, last one. Last one was good. Each stride felt pretty good. Takeoff felt pretty nice. Oh, there you go. All right, first one out. I'm just gonna run it, see what it's like. Try these 5 striders, Brandon. 5 stride takeoff into this. Who knows? It's a bit scatty with the vents in front of it and either side of it. I'm like, I can't see the top of it. See what happens. Cool, so that's 11, 2.
So that's 11, yeah, 11-2.
Yeah. All right, 3rd attempt. Find better spacing as to where I am. Just a little bit intimidated by putting my foot down before that vent. Let's go 11-4, 11-5 in this one. So much forward movement. Big horizontal. All right, last one. Let's go better than 11-3, I think. I hit 11-3. Nah, not bad for someone that's not done this stuff in 5 years. See to pop it up. That one went really horizontally. There you go. God. No approach whatsoever. What do we end up at? All right, last one. I'm just running that in, jumping. That last one worked. Trying to figure out some stride pattern. It's not working. Take speed, pop it up. Yes, that was a big one. Hit a couple more. So 11-4. Okay. 11-4? Yeah. I'll take 11-4. All right, so I'm not going to do any more medium tier movements. I felt like I just got a good volume of takeoffs in there. I think I ended up doing probably around 12, 13 takeoffs. I want to save it for a bigger extensive session on Friday. So yeah, those are some ways in which you can manipulate what you're doing in your sessions. It's not that you have to stay really stringent to what we put for you in Plyos workouts, but it's more important for you to make those decisions in those given sessions. Obviously, there are going to be times where you're going to need to stick to the plan, but in other moments, you're able to make those decisions, make a call on things, and gradually just get better with how you're making those decisions. So appreciate you guys watching. Hope you learn a lot. And make sure that you are commenting, asking questions, and keeping this thing moving. Cheers.